There's four things that go together in this world: socks and sandals, and footballers and money. And since Saudi has joined the game, it's been nothing but insanity, where weekly salaries are paid out, which could last an average person a lifetime. And of course, now that the January transfer window has been closed for a while, I thought it would be a good idea to judge the most expensive transfers ever in football with the following criteria. Was the transfer fee just a hype? Did the players become a part of the team? Did he help win any trophies? And of course, was he a waste of money? Having just come off a legendary Champions League win over Liverpool, Ronaldo signed for Juventus in the summer of 2018, becoming the highest transfer ever paid by an Italian club, which would come back to haunt them later on, but let's talk about that later. Ronaldo had apparently left due to a lack of support by the president of Real Madrid and decided that at 33 he wanted a new challenge. And yeah, Ronaldo definitely showed up. During his 3 years at Juve, he ended up netting over 100 goals in total and securing 2 Serie A titles for the old lady, which is pretty mental. But that's Ronaldo. The team itself did not advance to anything further but the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and due to his name, many other players were not able to shine and show their capabilities. So yeah, in the end, Juventus were happy that Ronaldo decided to return to Manchester United, the team that put him in the spotlight in the first place, because having Ronaldo on your doorstep at payday accumulates to roughly 31 million euros a season. So was the transfer fee just a hype? Nah, I think Ronaldo had proven his consistency and capabilities at Madrid for the past 10 years. Did he become a part of the team? Not really, because his teammates didn't like him all too much and even spoke out against him publicly. Did he win any trophies? Definitely. Thanks to Ronaldo smashing the most goals scored in a single season record, Juve won the league back to back. And finally, was he a waste of money? No, I think Ronaldo may have not become a part of the furniture at Juve, but he definitely played a massive role while he was there, and since there has been no goal scorer like him. Well, Jack Grealish is still currently at Man City, but when he left Aston Villa it was just wild. At 25 years old, Grealish broke the British transfer record and took over the iconic number 10 shirt, knowing that the guy who had worn that shirt beforehand had a statue built outside for him at the Etihad. Now, Grealish has played well. It's not that he's not done anything, but at the same time, he also feels like he hasn't done that much. He seems to have a lot of ups and downs. He played a very big role in City's treble season, but other than that, he gets replaced by other players, as Pep is challenging him to fight to earn his place back in City's starting 11. So, was his price tag the hype? I'd say so. Grealish is an amazing player, don't get me wrong, but I think because of his outstanding performance for Villa and being eyed by every other massive club in the world, City just outbidded the opposition. Did he become a part of the team? Well, not really. When he does play, he has great chemistry and he knows his position, but there are other players that are currently definitely doing better than him. Did he help win any trophies? Big fat yes, that is definitely one of his biggest accomplishments so far. He played a massive role in the treble year for City, as well as creating the atmosphere at all the celebrations. And finally, was he a waste of money? Yes, kind of, because I think Grealish is good, but I definitely don't think he was worth all of that money. Of course, when somebody offers you 15 mil a year, it's hard to say no, but I think Grealish would have been better off at a club like Barcelona or Liverpool. Straight up, just a bad transfer. Griezmann clearly just joined Barca for the money, but ended up having none of it, which was the main reason why 2 years later he returned to Atletico Madrid on loan, and then in 2023 was signed by Atleti for 22 million euros. At Barcelona, Griezmann did alright. He scored here and there, but definitely didn't score as much as you would expect from someone who cost 120 million euros. So no, he wasn't worth the hype. Did he become a part of the team? Yeah, I'd say so. He played nearly every game and fit the playing style of Barcelona. Did he help win any trophies? Yes, but it was the Spanish Cup. Funnily enough though, during his time at Barcelona, Atletico Madrid won the league, which still leaves him without a La Liga trophy for the past 10 years. And he was also a part of the 8-2 demolishing that Bayern Munich gave them. And so yes, clearly he was a waste of money, but if you're looking at the financial perspective from Atletico, then yes, please do that money glitch one more time. Currently, Griezmann is still at Atletico and he's even gone to apologise to the Atletico Madrid fans for having left for Barcelona, but maybe if he can help clinch the La Liga title this year, all will be forgiven. Boy, it gets worse. Sorry, Griezmann. This is definitely a contender for worst transfer of all time, as Hazard just completely failed at Madrid. Just constant injuries for 3 years straight, which made it hard to compete, which led him to just being benched. So was his price tag just hype? Funnily enough, it wasn't, because Hazard is a legend at Chelsea, and it's not just his highlights, it's the impact he had on the team there and the way he played. So it's not the hype, I'd just say it's the injuries that ruined him. And so to make it short and sweet, the other two criteria are no, and the other one, of course, a yes. Because who would want to sign a winger for 120 million euros and then do absolutely niche for you while taking an average of 560,000 euros home every week? That's like 204 sofa beds with 5 seats that include wide armrests from IKEA. This is a transfer that defines hype. It's not that Enzo is bad, he's alright and even captaining Chelsea now and again, but he was just a young talent at Benfica, played 2 good seasons and his market value gets doubled. And of course there's someone stupid enough to pay stupid fees. It's not that he's a bad player, in my opinion he's mid, it's just his price tag wasn't. And also Enzo is young, even too young to take care of his kids and wife. Even half of what Chelsea paid would still be too much in my opinion. So hype? Yes. Part of the team? Yes. Win any trophies? Only the World Cup. Waste of money? Yes. I think it would have been reasonable for him to leave to Chelsea for a third of the price. Just pure hype again. Although actually this transfer has a lot to do with his playing style as well as the pressure of his price tag. Being signed for over 127 million euros at 19 is probably a lot to handle, which didn't help his game at all, especially being a part of Diego Simeone's side that is known to be an extremely structured and not really open to the flair that Felix brings. Anyways, Felix failed at Atletico, either being injured or coming on as a sub most of the time, but definitely not living up to what people expected of him. Felix has since then moved on loan to a few teams where he was average, I guess, and ended up signing for Chelsea for 52 million euros. And not even 6 months later, he is now playing at AC Milan on loan. Sad to see a youngster with so much promise not find his footing. So, hype? Only hype. Did he become a part of the team? Not really, because he was beefing with his coaches and his teammates spoke out about him not adapting. Did he help win trophies? Debatable. I mean, he was a part of the team that won La Liga, but I don't think that he added all too much to it. And of course, all these answers point to a clear yes, this guy was a waste of money. But I'm hoping for him to find his groove at some point though, because it's a shame seeing his career end up like this. Eden Hazard and Ousmane Dembele are like the El Clasico of the worst signings in their club's history. But unlike in Hazard's case, Dembele had only played for 1 season for Stade Rennais, 1 season for Borussia Dortmund, and was 20 years old. With his market value being 35 million, Barcelona made the smart decision of just adding 100 million on top, money that they probably didn't even have, to make sure that he moves to the new camp. And he struggled. I mean, to be fair, in the beginning he was competing against the likes of Suarez and Messi, but I think Dembele let the pressure get to him. And he didn't add much to Barcelona either. When he wasn't injured, he was just subbed on. So again, an overhyped player who is okay, but just nowhere close to worth the price tag that was placed on him. Hype? Yes, hype and hype only. Part of the team? Nope. Apparently Dembele was late for meetings all the time, played video games until deep in the night, and had a horrible diet. Also, he didn't shy away from celebrating when he scored against Barcelona last year in the Champions League, so I guess you can make your own mind up to how well he adapted. Help win trophies? I think help is an overstatement, but he definitely was a part of the team that won trophies. Dembele ended up winning 7 trophies, but if he really was a part of that is debatable. So, waste of money? Again, yes, I think Dembele was just a ridiculous fee for a player who was still so young and competing for an extremely difficult spot, which went on to haunt him. I think Dembele is proving now at PSG what he really is capable of and what could have been, but with the monumentous pressure on his back, it's hard to pull off. Now, before we enter the top 3, I'd like to shout out the top 20 to 10 most expensive transfers, because man, you're going to enjoy this. An absolute baller, probably the best investment they ever made. And if you look at that price tag with inflation, the price tag would be 234 million euros. Still worth every penny if you ask me though. A baller move for Anthony's agent, but a horrific loss for United. Just a Ten Hag move to get his desired Ajax players over to the island and to have him score on his debut. That's about that. Again, he just crumbled under the price tag pressure. I think he's pretty good, improving it again in the Serie A with Juve, but I think it was Luis Enrique that was probably the problem here. Colomwani just isn't a good fit and has Tottenham and United interested in him, while Juve most likely will want him to stay. Worth it for sure, no room for much debate. He helped Madrid actively win 4 Champions League trophies and so many others, so yes, I'd say he was worth it, but it was a little shaky at times. I don't know if he was worth it, but he definitely had his moments for United and won the Europa League with them in 2017. But Pogba's career has been a strange one anyways, as he's currently on an 18-month doping ban, which was an initial 4 years. As we talked about in my previous video, no, this was a strange transfer, and Lukaku was at Chelsea for a season and scored 8 goals and didn't do much else. I'd say Bellingham is definitely proving his worth at Madrid. Bellingham is a star and is receiving high praise from many people around him. I think he's just mid. Oh, overhyped price tag. I mean, he's not bad, but he's just not worth that price tag. Again, mid. I think it was just an outrageous bid that was made for him to scare off other interested teams. Rice has played good for Arsenal, but is he really worth that kind of money? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Now, let's get back to the top 3. Coutinho, just as a fellow Brazilian we will talk about later, it's a shame to see what has happened to him. He arrived at Liverpool for 30 million and for the next 5 years became vital to the Reds. However, Coutinho was always interested in that move to Barcelona, even having a mysterious back injury at one point when the interest was piqued by the Catalans. And when it finally came true, he played regularly for the team, but ended up fading out after his first season and never really made it back. He ended up going on loan to Bayern Munich, where he won the Champions League, but then returned for another 2 years of mid-appearances. After that, he then went on loan to Aston Villa, who he ended up signing for 20 million euros, and was still not wanted in their squad, so he ended up joining a team in the Qatari League and has now found himself back at his boyhood club, Vasco da Gama in Brazil, at just 32 years old. So transfer fee hype? At the time, no. Part of the team? I think he just struggled to integrate in the Spanish style. Did he help win trophies? He helped them watch mostly. A waste of money? Definitely. It was sad to see a player who had so much to offer lose what he had. I know it's odd how it works, I know, but Mbappe had a free transfer to Madrid but received 153 million euros sign-on bonus. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about Mbappe's 180 million move from Monaco to PSG at 19 years old. Unless you have something to say, we can move on because, yeah, he was unreal for PSG. He was player of the season for PSG in Ligue 1 nearly every season and top scorer in almost every competition PSG was in, while ending up becoming the all-time top scorer for the club and won a ridiculous amount of trophies with him. So hype, at the time he was, but he proved himself worth it. Part of the team? Yeah, he made that team. Help win trophies? No comment needed. And waste of money? Obviously not. So yeah, this transfer may have been the best transfer PSG has ever made in their history. However, it wasn't PSG's record signing. The most controversial move in football that will require its own video with a huge deep dive to justify the monumental moment this was for Neymar as well as the football world as a whole. 2 weeks after claiming that he was a Barca man and that he feels at home there, Neymar became the biggest transfer in football history, being worth more than Leicester City at the time. One player equaling a whole team. It was just an insane day, and everyone finally started paying more interest to Ligue 1 due to Neymar's presence at the club. Now, if it hasn't been controversial already, Neymar never ends up winning the Champions League, but wins everything domestically possible with Mbappe by his side. So the trophy part, I would say, yes, Neymar helped, but one of the main reasons why he was purchased in the first place was to win the Champions League, where European silver was what they had to be content with. In the end, Neymar continued to struggle with injuries, as he did with Barcelona, but I believe he still played well, even if it wasn't truly consistent. 118 goals in 173 appearances is a good statistic with 77 assists. But of course, journalists and experts, they will deem this as a massive failure. But what did you expect? Nothing, no performance ever will be worth 222 million euros while you are being paid 750,000 euros a week. That's 647 iPhone 16s. Neymar is still PSG's 4th highest top scorer of all time and joined the Saudi craze in 2023, moving to Al Hilal for 90 million and just earning so much money I don't even want to look it up or it will actually upset me. He was plagued by injuries there as well though, and just a few weeks ago he returned to his boyhood club Santos on a free transfer at 33 years old, where he will be facing Coutinho at the end of March. Anyways, thank you for sticking around and watching this video. I'd love to hear what you have to say in your opinions on these transfers and other details of their performance at the mentioned clubs, and of course the money ordeals. If you have any other sources or information, please share it with me as well in the comment section, or if you believe there's something better than Transfermarkt. So, share this video with a Barcelona fan and let him know not to buy things you can't afford, because that seems to be the vibe of this video. So please leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you want more, and I'll see you next time. Bye!